Greetings, you're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. He's Kotobuki Jake.
Hi.
We're here to show you what we got.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this a little bit as a rush mode because we got to film more for the Versus Awards. So we're going to move through these pretty quickly, but Jake gets to go first.
Hi. So, I'm going to lead off with a last-minute pickup. I just happened to see an opportunity to pick this up really cheap today, and I had to jump on it, even though it breaks my usual rule of trying to do Blu-ray nowadays. It seemed worthwhile. It's a mini-series that I've heard many a thing about over the years. The HBO biopic series John Adams.
Ooh.
Which is appropriate because I just finished reading a book called Five Presidents that talks about 5 presidents who did their damnedest to ruin American democracy. And John Adams was the first of the 5. So I'm really curious about this, even more so now. And I saw it and I'm like, well, that seems timely.
Yeah, didn't even get far from the original founding father.
Yeah, he was the second president. And apparently he was a monarchist, which didn't go over well with everybody. And yeah, but like I said, now I'm even more curious about the series.
I would guess a monarchist in those days would be, I guess, the same as the people waving the rebel flags these days.
There's a lot of similarities, and I think that's one of the reasons why they picked that.
So, this is one, I showed half of it on the Schlock Talk last week.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure I'm going to show this in the next one again. But I completed this, so I thought I'd show the completed product. Is on the Right Stuff sale. They had part 1 on sale, but they've been going out of print, even for big series, fairly quickly, which always irks me more and more these days.
Yeah.
But of course, we have My Hero Academia Season 6 Part 1,
Mm-hmm.
and My Hero Academia Season 6 Part 2,
Nice.
which leaves 1 season left, because season 7 is the last season of the series.
Good deal.
Which is great, because I'll have a complete series. I'm pretty sure they're going to release season 7 on Blu-ray. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. So, I'm looking forward to that. I actually stopped watching after season 3, and I'm just, once I get all of it together, I think I'm just going to pick it up and do a full-on. I love My Hero Academia. It really is like a comic book style movie plus anime at the same time. It is great.
I need to give that series a look.
You've read the manga, so
most of it. I'm getting pretty far into it. I saw today that there's another movie coming out this fall, so that'll be kind of cool.
I actually saw 2 of them in theaters. So
yeah, same here. I'm hoping I can go see the one from this fall. So next up, the rest of mine does have a theme, and it is basically conversions. Although the first one of those kind of... I don't think this one's a conversion, because I don't think I have either of these. But they've been on the radar forever, and picking up a 2-movie set on Blu-ray was worthwhile. It's a Nick Cage twofer, Face Off and Snake Eyes.
Ah.
You know? I saw most of Face Off once back in the day, but it was at a party, and I never got to sit and properly watch it. I never saw Snake Eyes. Nick Cage is awesome in his own way, and it's worth getting most of his films, even though Face Off, Snake Eyes did not get great reviews, but, whatever.
The bees!
No, that was a different one, but, of course, Face Off famously co-stars John Travolta. It's a John Woo film that a lot of people love. You got Joan Allen in there. Snake Eyes, you got Gary Sinise, so it should be a fun... Did you ever see those?
No, I've not seen
neither of them. Wow.
I've heard of Face Off, but I have not seen it.
Well, everyone's heard of it. But, yeah. But I think I got this from a friend of our channel, Dane. I think this was one of his offerings. So, it's good to have it.
So, this next one I just found out yesterday is the top grossing animated film of all time. Which is kind of fun to see. And it finally quells a little bit of my fears, but only a little bit, that Disney is going to stop because Sony doesn't seem to believe in physical media after they handed the reins to Sony to produce physical stuff. And this is the first Sony release.
Right.
For Disney. And that is Inside Out 2. This is a nice steelbook.
Nice.
And, it has this... I don't really like these because then they kind of go away. But, this... I got the little thing of Riley there. Yeah. And
I need to see that.
4K and Blu-ray on this. And I got to watch it with Kim in 4K because she'd never seen it. So we got to remedy that because it's really good. So far, my favorite animated film of the year. I think it's the only one I've seen. So it makes it easy. But it is a really good. It's almost as good as the first one. I don't think it's quite as good because you're no longer working with an original idea. But it is very good. It is very much up there. I would say that this one is probably to Inside Out as Incredibles 2 was to Incredibles, in my opinion. Because I thought Incredibles 2 was an amazing film, but I don't think it had quite the magic the first one had. So, very good. You added more emotions to this, but I find it weird that the only people who have these emotions, Riley's the only one who has these emotions. When it goes to other people, it's still just the same emotions that everybody else has. They just added these. You got anxiety, which my wife was cussing drunk at the first night. You got envy, and you got ennui, which is, you can tell which one's ennui, and then you've got embarrassment right there. So it is kind of cool to see all the gang together, and from what I've heard, it's green-lighted Inside Out 3.
Of course. Which
you knew that they were, because you can't do those kind of numbers without. That's why we're getting a Toy Story 5.
Well, is Inside Out 3 how they explain how adults are back down to the original 5?
Maybe. I would like to say, it's like they kill them off. I do like nostalgia. They do introduce nostalgia, but they introduce her too early. Like, come back in 10 years after several best friends' weddings and a graduation, and we'll talk to you. But I do think this is good. The number of special features on here is not great.
Right.
You had a little bit. You had some behind the scenes, some deleted stuff, but nowhere near the amount.
Does that one come with a short?
No.
Oh, that's silly.
This is nowhere near the amount of special features that you used to see on Disney ones.
Did the theatrical release have a short?
No.
Well, that's also silly.
So, any case, still great film. Glad to have it in the collection. Steelbook is worth it. It's very well done.
Okay. Very cool. So my next 3 are all partial conversions. They're multi-disc sets where I had one or more of the films. And this one was, I believe, also one I got from Bane. And it's a 2-pack of The Fugitive and its sequel, U.S. Marshals. The Fugitive, of course, your classic Harrison Ford remake of a classic TV show, I believe it was. And then they tried to make a new TV show based on the movie that didn't last very long. And I have actually had the experience of watching an unsubtitled Russian film called Pobeg with a Belarusian who was translating it. And about an hour or 30 minutes into it, I think, I was like, this is The Fugitive. I wish that would get an American release, but I don't believe it ever has. And then, of course, U.S. Marshals. Everyone loved Tommy Lee Jones so much in The Fugitive, they gave him his own movie. I've actually never seen U.S. Marshals, so it's nice to have it in the collection, ready to be watched. My copy of The Fugitive was one of those old-fashioned flippers that are just annoying. So this will take up less space and be less annoying. So, good times.
So I've got a few box sets. I am doing a redo of my entire collection, and a lot of the box sets that are too big to go in to the collection directly are ones that I am trying to hit because there are only like a couple of them that were turned down. So I'm finally getting those out of the way so they can go in their proper stacks. So the first is I finally got a hold of a copy of The Jeffersons. Now this is on DVD. It's a deluxe edition.
Of course.
This would have been much better on Blu-ray because it would have been thinner.
Yeah.
But it's still great to have it. Now I have this and All in the Family, so I've got the two sets that really go together. All 253 episodes. It includes, moving on up, featurette, the All in the Family episode that shows the Jeffersons departing. So basically, you can actually start this, and you don't even have to pull out All in the Family because you can get that episode right here on the first disc, right before it starts off the series. Whose Side You On? Never before released episode of Maria Gibbs' spin-off series Checkin' In. ER Pilot, the first episode of the 1984 TV series ER. Wow. Starring Elliot Gould and featuring Sherman Hemsley guest starring as George Jefferson. And then a 48-page booklet with essays in it. So
Cool.
this one, I watched a lot of the Jeffersons and All in the Family on Nick at Night, and I did really enjoy it. This is a hefty boy. I feel it.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Not as hefty as one of the ones I got
about
at the end.
I think that's about the size of like my Parks and Rec set, you know?
Biggie.
Yeah.
But Shout does decent sets.
Yeah.
I don't have too much worries about it.
Oh, it's a Shout release. Nice.
Yep, Shout Factory. So, still glad to have it as a part of the
Cool.
collection.
Yeah, very much so. Okay, I just realized as I was putting this up that this is apparently a Nordic edition. I'm not sure 100% which country this is from, but it's probably going to need a region-free player.
Let's see. Does it say?
I don't know if it says.
Well, you do your thing. I'll look for it.
Anyway, next up we have a classic movie, and it's somewhat less classic sequel, but still a fun one. And I had the original on DVD. Now I got both. It's a 2-film Gremlins collection. Gremlins and Gremlins 2, The New Batch. And, nice little set there. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And
Not Norway.
What's that?
Not Norwegian either.
No, this is a proper American release. And I'm glad to finally get Gremlins 2. And like I said, that takes up less space than the previous one did, so good times all around.
It's got nothing on it to say it's a region, so you could try it out. You never know.
Well, I mean, all these markings are typical of European releases.
Yeah, they are.
I can't recognize for sure if that's Swedish or Norwegian or what.
Well, there'll be an English track if it plays.
Right.
And it's an official release in that country.
I do need to get a region-free player. I just don't know when that'll happen.
So, did you know that, what is his name? Is it Mamoru Hosoda that did Being There?
Yes, the classic anime.
Your Name, what was that?
That was Makoto Shinkai.
Okay, Makoto Shinkai. Apparently there is a Makoto Shinkai collection coming, which might be good from Terracotta. And they're doing one, so that's going to be a cool thing.
Good times.
I've actually filed one of my, one of his movies into my, I'm probably not going to watch this for a long time, shelf, which is Place Promised to Us. And
Place Promised to Early.
Yeah.
I think that was on the recent Crunchyroll sale, and I debated it and didn't go for it, I don't think.
So this one I did not get on that sale. I got Elf's Time. But this one actually was also a space saver in a way, which is a Masaki Yuasa
so that's
collection.
What that looks like.
This is all of the films so far, which includes a few things I don't have.
Really?
It has Mind Game, Not a Short, Walk On Girl, Blue Over the Wall, Ride Your Wave, and Inuo, which I did not have Inuo.
Ah, very cool.
So it has one thing I didn't have.
Yeah.
It has, 2 short films, Happy Machine and Kick Heart, filmmaker commentaries for Mind Game and Lou Over the Wall and Inuo, scene breakdowns. You get to watch him draw characters from Mind Game, Lou Over the Wall, filmmaker interviews, a night out with Masaki Yuasa exclusive interview, and a Los Angeles speakeasy, a 60-page book, and more.
That's pretty cool.
So that's a lot of features there on that.
To be honest, I had held off on this in part because I had everything but oil. But also, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than this.
Nope, not that big.
That's actually a good size set.
It's actually, if you had all of them, you're saving maybe about a Blu-ray worth of space.
Yeah, a little bit of space.
But still, it's not bad.
Yeah. And it looks nicer.
I mean, you got 5 Blu-rays, so yeah, you're saving about maybe 2 worth of space. That's not too bad.
Very cool, very cool. Hey, Rosie.
Alright.
So, speaking of saving lots of space, this one I'm almost sure I have the first 2, but not the third one on DVD. And it's a series that I have known for many years, and much like the Jeffersons, I've never gotten around to actually watching. I need to. And it's a 3-film Bill and Ted collection.
Woo.
It's got Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and Bill and Ted Face the Music. And for some reason, they're in reverse order on that cover, so I don't know why that is. But whatever the case, of course, the first 2 are considered classics for our generation, and the third one was highly regarded, from what I understand. And like I said, all 3 of them, that nice little Blu-ray set, should be pretty cool.
Well, I got a nice little art house conversion. This one is thicker, unfortunately, than my original copies of this, but it is an upgrade. And that is the Kingdom trilogy. Now, Lars von Trier did these. If any of you have actually watched Stephen King's Kingdom Hospital, it was based on a series called Rigid that he had done. I think did we watch some of that together?
If we did, it wasn't much.
So, there were 2 seasons to the series, but apparently they created a third one called Kingdom Exodus, which is about as long as, so it's a third full season of this that takes place much later. Let's see here. Does it say what year? No, of course not. Why would it do that? But so this is a complete collection of the 3 seasons. I've only seen the first 2, and Lars von Trier. He can get odd, and this
and bleak.
This series is not as bleak. I don't know about the 3rd season, but the first 2, it's nowhere near as bleak as typical von Trier, but very much as strange. And it goes off the rails. It's basically about these doctors in this haunted hospital. And it's kind of soap opera-y and has some weird comedic bits and so on like that.
That's a nice set.
For those who watch Kingdom Hospital, there are a lot of similarities, but there are a lot of differences, and it goes way off the rails at the end of season 2. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with season 3, but this actually is a really cool ghost story thing. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons, and I do look forward to just breaking into this and watching it again.
Okay.
It's been a while since I watched it.
All right. For the remainder of my pickups, I'm going to be showing off stuff from the Crunchyroll sale, the summer sale. I made a couple of, actually I think it was 3 total orders. I got a bunch of stuff. And a lot of it was conversions. A lot of it was. And one area where I've been kind of slacking on my conversions is my Studio Ghibli stuff. A lot of my Ghibli stuff I had on DVD. And for various reasons, I've been dragging my feet. I converted Nausicaa only to find out that some of the bonus features weren't on the updated version. And so these, I double-checked them when I got them, and luckily no problems there. But I went ahead and converted a few of the ones, and then there was the whole thing with the steelbooks, which I kind of want the steelbooks, but I don't really like the designs of the steelbooks, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. So the first one, of course, is a Ghibli classic. In fact, it's their mascot, My Neighbor Totoro, Tonari no Totoro. One of the 2 unabashedly child-oriented films that Hayao Miyazaki has done. And unlike Ponyo, which I thought was a little bit odd, Totoro is odd too, but it's just plain charming. This is one of the best kids films ever created. And it's fun, and I love that Totoro is such a fun character. And again, this does have a lot of bonus features. You got a booklet, storyboards, behind the microphone, creating My Neighbor Totoro, creating the characters, the Totoro experience, producer's perspectives, creating Ghibli, the locations of My Neighbor Totoro, and trailers. You know, it's a pretty good, nice G-Kids release there. Very glad to finally have that converted over to Blu-ray.
Well, this next, I'm kind of doing a live-action anime thing here now. Actually, I've been doing that the whole time. Boy, because I started off with My Hero.
Yeah.
Then it was, well, I mean, Inside Out's not, but it's American.
It's animation.
Yeah. Then I went to Jefferson's. Then I went to so it's going back and forth.
Yeah.
So this is a place further than the universe.
It's a nice looking set too.
I wasn't gonna pick this up because it's expensive. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
I want to say this was put out through Shout Factory.
Through Shout?
Mm-hmm. Because they were selling it on there.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't have their logos on it, but it doesn't have any other logos.
I saw something on the back that makes me it's Region A. That's what that is. Region A.
So, I got this on a. I had been like, meh, because pricing is pretty high.
Right.
But then Shout had it on their going out of print sale. I'm like, good lord, the series is going out of print already?
Shout.
And it looks interesting about people like going to the Arctic Circle or something like that. And it looks like a fun series. I don't know much about it. Usually don't blind go for it, but it was at the right time. I had money in my pocket.
I've heard good things.
And
definitely heard good. I want this.
And it's out of print in many areas now because it was going out of print when I bought it. But it's a nice solid box set.
Yeah.
It feels pretty weighty there.
Yeah.
And I like this cover.
Very cool.
Look at the cover like that. It's shiny. Shiny.
Yeah.
So, in any case, not too bad. And, I mean, I'll admit, there's not as much here for that. There's more like the booklet and stuff like that, but they do have the soundtrack.
Oh, that is cool.
And they have a making of the dub. So I guess there's an English dub of this as well. So that's pretty cool. So, yeah.
Very cool. My next one is notable as one of a handful of, one of several, but one of the early Ghibli films that I saw in theaters. I actually saw it with at the Grandin in Roanoke with an assortment of friends and family. And that is one of Miyazaki's, I would say, more perennially popular films, and that's saying something. And that's the movie Howl's Moving Castle.
Good one.
Which, again, I had snapped this up, but I snapped it up on DVD, so it was overdue for a remake. Conversion.
Yep.
And this one also has an assortment of bonus features, so I actually think G-Kids did pretty good with these releases, so glad I finally got that one. They had most of these on that sale, and they were all a decent price. I think they were like $15-$16, which isn't terrible.
The price points were kind of all over the place.
Yeah, but I figured like I can go ahead and jump on a few of them for that price, so about time with that one.
Right Stuff sadly is dead.
Yeah, I'm conflicted about doing business with Crunchyroll, but
So I had I actually had a time I reviewed in the old Inspector Gadget episodes because I was thinking about buying that series, and then decided against it because it does not hold up well.
No, he's a freaking asshole.
And then I watched The Nude Bomb, which is a Get Smart film because I had gotten it from Kino. And I was like, well, as this was one that was was offered pretty cheaply at Walmart.
Oh.
I went ahead and got the complete series
Nice.
for Get Smart. I remember watching this a lot when I was a teen and on Nick at Night.
Yeah.
And it's the same voice. It's the guy who is the voice of Inspector Gadget.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
And well, Inspector Gadget was partially based on this guy.
Oh, okay.
So, on this actual series.
That makes sense.
So it's about it's a James Bond spoof series.
Mm.
Have you seen Get Smart?
I've seen the movie with Steve Carell. I have never seen an episode of the series.
Oh, it is fun.
I would like to see it, yes.
Yes. I actually like the original better than the Steve Carell movie. I have seen that one. And it just in general has been a fun one. It's wacky comedy for its time. And yes, Agent 86 is definitely, that's him.
Yeah.
He's definitely not that bright. But he has Clouseau's luck. So, it's a fun series. If you can get a good deal, which is very hard because this is very expensive most of the time, I would say get it. It's well worth having. I mean, in this, there are 5 seasons, 138 episodes. You got more than your thing, and then Kino sells the movie.
Okay.
It's worth having.
Okay.
I still need to finish that. I only watched half of it.
Good times.
I gotta get up. I'm gonna get up later for that one. That's too big.
My last one this time around is sticking with Ghibli, but moving on to a different director. One of the great films that they did that sometimes gets left by the wayside because it's not by anyone called Miyazaki and it's not by Takahata. It's really the one directorial film from someone who left us way too soon, Yoshifumi Kondo, and that is Whisper of the Heart. A really great little film about a young lady who is an aspiring poet, spends most of the film trying to rework John Denver's classic Country Roads, and she has a kind of sort of flirtation through library books with this guy she doesn't know, and unbeknownst to her, but knownst to us, she meets the guy and instantly hates him. But while still crushing on him through the books. But as we get to know the guy, we find out he's an aspiring violin maker. And the film chronicles their relationship. It's just a really good movie. It's really fun. One of the stronger Ghibli offerings. I mean, I'd probably put Howl's above it overall, but still a good one. The Cat Returns was a spin-off of this. The character of the Baron being present in fantasy sequences. Really good. Again, Kondo, this was his one stab behind the director's chair. People say Takahata killed him through overwork, so
I would not be surprised.
But, and then, again, lots of bonus features. This one, my DVD didn't even have the slipcover, so this was like a double upgrade. But, very glad to finally have that one on Blu-ray.
We need to have our friend do the cover of Country Roads.
Our friend.
Yes,
That friend, huh?
Yeah, but, of course, you did have to do what you did with him at the end. But we're going to get to that. You need to watch the Versus Awards at the end of this month to find out, as we are still filming it. And we are actually going to be wrapping this up very shortly.
The sad thing is, I could almost see that as a sea chanty.
Oh, Country Roads, Country Roads.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Ooh!
This is a small little package here.
Yeah, all those other sets together don't get this big.
This is the Code Geass box set.
That's a cool set.
And I picked this up off of Crunchyroll during their sale because they substantially marked it down from $450. I don't know where to put it.
It's still pretty substantial, I have no doubt.
Whew, I did not expect it to be that big.
No,
I did an
neither
unboxing,
did I.
though.
Neither did I.
So, check out this unboxing real quick. So, this is the Code Geass Lelouch the Rebellion big set. Now, this is a big old set, as I showed off in the as in the pickups that we were talking about today. So let me just go around. Let me show you each side. Here's Lelouch on that side. I ain't lifting it up again. And then we're going to turn around like so. So to open it, you lift this lid. You got this lovely little art area here. Then we got this, which has the certificate, the authentication, all that authorization thing, whatever it is. Come on. And there's the number. The 1304 out of 3,000, which shows they did not sell many, but I think that the price point was a bit high originally. I mean, the sale price, when they took it down in price, I thought they did a good job with that. Now this one is very reminiscent of those sets, the Food War sets for me. It's got a lot of that going, but of course you can. So the next part is simply you've got to be able to spread this up. So see, this opens up like this. Let me push this forward. See, that opens up like that. This opens up like that. Oh, there we go. As you can see, that's how it looks opened up. So each compartment, this has the actual series, Lelouch the Rebellion. So both season 1 and 2 are there. This has a little disk drive that has all the information on it for you. So that's a really nice little way of looking at it there. This here is the OVA, Akito the Exile. Over here, we've got all 4 movies. That one just closed. In here, you got a nice necklace, which is there. The next is this here, which I do have to show off a little bit. I'm not going to take it all the way out, but this, as you can see, these are chess pieces. They're decent enough. Let me see. No, I'm not going to try and take one out, but they're decent enough. Plastic, but decent enough quality. Now, the really good quality is this one down here, where you've got like a big old, very hefty chessboard, which does have a brand on it. So, you know, you can actually do the whole chess thing there. So, to close this, you're going to take down, put all these down, lift this up, push this over, push this down, close it. Get this pushed over. I will put this, and I'll close that in a minute, but one-handed, it's not going to work. So then you would take this, close it, it's back down again. This is a hefty set, much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Don't know where I'm going to put it, but that is your unboxing of this. Well, that was the unboxing. I hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, we're filming this like back to back, and I'm cutting in the unboxing, but he already did see the unboxing. Yeah. So it is a pretty cool set. Chess set. It's got all of the stuff. All 4 movies. It's got all that here. I mean, I had all of the original material, so this is really just a kind of really bad impulse purchase because it was these 2 series. I mean, these 2 seasons, which that was an upgrade Blu-ray. Yeah. Then Akito the Exile. This is a very nice one.
I don't have that.
Limited version of that. And then the 4 movies, which I've got these on Steelbook. So
yeah, those are nice.
You know, I mean, I didn't upgrade a ton with that. Well, that's it for this week. What did you get? Let us know in the description down. Well, not in the description, in the comments.
You mentioned the chess set in that set. Who do you think would win, Lelouch or Light?
L.
Well, obviously. Obvious.
L would beat all of them. I just didn't want. But with that being said, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is the end of the show. We hope you liked it though. We had our spend, had time afraid. It's almost time to go. This is the end of the show. But we felt you'd like to know. A bunch of friends right to the end. A link just down below. This is the end of the show. So help us let you know. 'Cause here's Jake to say the things we thought just couldn't go.
And now we would like to take a moment to thank our friends at the Rebel Gaming Club for our rollicking opening number that has been gracing our videos for some time now. And we want to thank all our friends who come out for various projects and what have you. We have numerous links below, and we very much encourage you to check them out and give the other people a visit as well.